You ever look up at the sky and think, what's really up there? We know about the stars, the moon, the planets, but every once in a while, something comes by that doesn't fit. Something that feels out of place. Right now, that something is called 3I Atlas. It's a strange object flying through our solar system. And the more I think about it, the less it feels like just another comet. So let's start simple. 3I Atlas was found on July 1st, 2025, by a special telescope in Hawaii. The telescope is part of something called the Atlas Survey. It's a system that scans the skies looking for asteroids or comets that could get close to Earth. But instead of a normal comet, they found something unusual. This was only the third time in history that we've spotted an object that came from outside our solar system. The first one was called Oumuamua back in 2017. The second was 2I Borisov in 2019. And now, here's number 3, 3I Atlas. Now here's where it gets wild. 3I Atlas is moving at over 130,000 miles per hour. That's faster than any rocket humans have ever made. At that speed, you could fly around the Earth in just about 11 minutes. Scientists aren't totally sure, but they think it could be as small as 1,000 feet wide or as big as 3.5 miles wide. That's like a flying mountain. Imagine something that huge just gliding through space. Now, the closest it'll ever get to Earth is about 170 million miles away. So don't worry, it's not hitting us. That's farther than Mars. It'll swing by the Sun on October 29th, 2025, passing just inside Mars' orbit. Now, most comets have a tail. You've probably seen pictures, bright streaks across the sky. That tail comes from dust and ice burning off as the comet gets close to the Sun. But 3I Atlas? Not really. Instead, it's covered in a thick cloud of carbon dioxide gas. In fact, it has way more CO2 than water, about 8 times more. That's super weird. Scientists don't see that very often. So, instead of looking like a classic comet, it looks like a dark, ghostly ball hiding inside its own fog. This thing didn't come from around here. Astronomers think it came from the thick disk of our galaxy, a part of the Milky Way filled with really old stars. That means this object could be 7 billion years old. Now, to put that into perspective, Earth is only about 4.5 billion years old. So this thing was flying through space for billions of years before Earth even existed. Think about that. While dinosaurs were walking here, this thing was already way out deep in space, traveling who knows where. Now, here's where things get creepy. Some scientists, like Harvard professor Avi Loeb, have asked, what if it's not just a comet? What if 3I Atlas is some kind of an alien probe disguised to look like a natural object? Now, if you were traveling across the stars, you wouldn't show up with flashing lights saying, "Hey humans, here we are." Oh, you'd sneak in. You'd come in quiet, looking natural, like a comet or a rock. Something nobody would pay much attention to. And honestly, that's what makes me uneasy. 3i Atlas doesn't look like most comets. It doesn't behave quite the same. It's almost like it's hiding, watching. I'm not saying for sure that it's aliens now. I don't want to sound crazy. But I also don't buy the simple answer, "Oh, it's just a comet, don't worry about it." Feels like we always hear that when something strange happens in space. And maybe it's true, but maybe it's not. Because here's what I really think. With billions of planets out there, there's no way we're the only smart ones. It just doesn't add up. Life has to be out there. And what if 3i Atlas is a sign of that? Even if it's just a comet, it's still amazing. Something that old, that big, that fast, flying through our neighborhood, it makes you realize how small we are. Picture it. A dark object, bigger than a mountain, moving through space faster than anything we've ever seen, covered in a ghostly cloud of gas, silent, cold. Maybe it's just passing by, or maybe it's stopping in to take a look. That thought gives me chills. So, the next time you hear about 3i Atlas, don't just think comet. Think mystery. Think about how it came from far beyond our solar system. Maybe even far beyond what we can imagine. And who knows? Maybe someday we'll learn the truth. Until then, I'll be out here riding, looking up at the sky, and wondering if somewhere, something is looking right back. Stay safe, stay curious, and never stop watching the skies.